what are we gonna start with?
Hold
here?
on. Let me go and grab my turnover chain. Hold on. No. Damn.
Welcome to
I'm so
Swamp
sorry.
Chats. Welcome to Swamp Chats. Season starts here just in about an hour. We got the same set of faces here with myself, Manny, and Dee, but we also have a new face here in Kelsey. Kelsey, if you'd like to introduce yourself to the masses as we get started.
Hi guys, my name's Kelsey. You can call me Kels. I'm on Twitter as Gators Fins if you want to follow me. So I'll be helping out this year covering Gator football.
So I want to bring it up just because I feel like we're all on the same level right now. We'll get to the game, but anyone have any realistic thoughts here about the game going on currently right now with Alabama and UM?
Can I go first?
Of course. It has to be talked about, okay? It has to be talked about.
Oh man.
This is beautiful. Beautiful. All these old school Canes fans are getting their comeuppance right now. All the crap talking they were talking on the timeline 2 weeks ago, or F Bama, F this. There's a difference between reality and the game. I said trash talking and the game.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Kelsey?
Well, it's like kind of awkward for me because I grew up a diehard Canes fan, but it's nice not being a fan anymore because I knew they were.
You're on the right side now.
To be a blowout. So, and all my cousins and my dad and mom are all Canes fans. So. Oh well. So.
Manny?
Listen, we know what Alabama is, man. Like we didn't have to let Canes fans try to tell us, hey, no, we have a shot, if we do this and we do that. Like we didn't need that because we know what Alabama is. We know what SEC football is. But I at least thought Canes offense at least would get a couple touchdowns in the first half. And you basically brought everybody back. Couldn't even get a first down. and then you take out the turnover chain being down 27-0, and I retweeted Kai's tweet. Like you're down 27-0, you take out the chain? Oh, come on, man. That's just, again, listen, I know a lot of diehard Canes fans, they travel, the ones that I respect, but I damn, man, like for those who all of a sudden, once again, waste money. Just no offense. The way you're getting blown out, it's a waste of money and time. I don't care how you put it. Like,
right.
But man, like this is not the. Again, one thing is losing, and another thing is just getting your ass wall up on the field, up and down.
Clearly, they were 20-point underdogs. What do you expect?
But still, like one thing is missing tackles, D. One thing is stupid penalties. It's like, listen, I understand the NCAA rule of targeting is absolutely bullshit.
Right.
Absolutely bullshit. We lived through it last year, but Bolden needs to be better, smart, right? You don't lower the crown of your helmet and give the ref an opportunity to go and replay it. But
right,
listen.
Bro, they could have 10 Bubba Boldens. It's not going to help them today. And Bama just scored again.
Jesus.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was just 34 now. It's 40. I have it on. I don't know why.
I have it on just because
tonight.
Oh my God.
I just love it. Like we talked about it a little bit before we went live. I just like it because I feel like there's so many delusional Cane fans that thought that they had like a fighting chance today. So I think it's great. But as we talked about even before we went live, we do have Bama here on September 18th. So very, very close.
Kelsey will be at that
game.
Kelsey will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Kelsey, we can be happy and not upset for that as well.
Yeah, because I get very angry. So you guys haven't seen it, so I'm very bad during games. So
tonight we do play FAU, start of our season there in Gainesville at Ben Hill Griffin. And I guess going back around, then starting again with you, Kelsey. How do you feel now with this new season, and how do you feel about tonight's game?
I'm pretty excited. I predicted earlier on my Twitter, I think we'll win 42-3. I feel like that's pretty accurate. I'm still a little worried about defense because we know how Grantham is, and last season was the worst Gator defense I've ever seen personally. So I really think we should be better. I don't know how we could be any worse. And I'm excited to see what Avery Helm does, quarterback. And as far as offense, I mean, we're seeing Emory Jones, as a starter for the first time. So I think it should be great. I don't know. He has a lot of doubters, so it'd be great if he could silence them tonight. I know it's only FAU, but at least his first start. And I think Copeland will have a big game too.
And we won't get any shoot throws today, hopefully, right? As well.
No.
None of that, because that would be that'd be fantastic to not have that situation happen again.
I try not to think about that.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I try not to think about. I blocked that out of my mind.
I could never block it out. That's all I think about. The second that he got drafted, that's what I tweeted out. He got drafted. I said, well, hopefully he's not throwing shoes in the NFL. Manny, your thoughts? I know before you said hopefully that Emory Jones is not throwing the ball a bunch today and that we're running the football a little bit more. Do you still want to stick with that same kind of concept for the game?
Yeah, but I think it's not just for the game, though, guys. Like, I think it's for the season. Like, Emory Jones should not be throwing 30-plus, attempts in a game, especially once we get in conference. But listen, Kelsey, talking about defense, and I told you this before we came on, and Kai just told me that he totally forgot about Todd Grantham. I'm like, well, get with
I blocked it out of my head. Listen, I blocked him out of my head. Okay.
You have to once again get ready for third down Todd Grantham, because it's not going to change. What has changed are the coaches that play within that defense, and obviously there's a couple of new starters, but the intensity cannot be half-ass on third down, can't be missed tackles, can't be none of those things, because guess what? You can definitely get away with it tonight. And nothing against South Florida, but they look absolutely putrid. So, I don't want to look ahead, but in this division and conference, you can't just be having those mistakes whatsoever. So I want Todd Grantham to come out with a fire under his ass, at least start creating some type of mentality of, hard-nosed defense once again, because again, like Kelsey said, it was so difficult to watch the defense last year. And if it wasn't for the offense, who knows what this team would have been. But again, Emory Jones should not be throwing the football 30-plus times. And somehow, some way, guess what? Last year, you got away without a running game. This year, you need a running game.
Yeah.
And it all starts tonight.
D, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, I don't think obviously the opener is hope springs eternal. There's nothing like a season opener. You get freshmen. There's a newness to the season, but I don't expect the Gators to show a lot, because you got Alabama in 2 weeks. I think everything's going to be vanilla. They should, just on talent alone, they should beat this FAU team by 4 touchdowns. So I don't think we're going to see anything exotic. I'm just looking for effort. Exuberance. Talent, just effort, things of that nature. So I don't think Grantham, Mullen are going to show too much tonight. So, but the talent on the field should be enough to beat FAU by at least 3 or 4 touchdowns.
So I know, and I would just want to bring it up again, just because I know we talked about Todd Grantham already, but I guess just in more of a, as we've all kind of said here, last year, me, you, and Manny, every single game day was complaining about Todd Grantham, pregame, postgame. All it was Todd Grantham. Do you have faith that maybe he can put out a better showing, as that coach for this defense this year? Or do you think that it is going to kind of be a similar thing than what we saw last season?
Are you asking me,
Kelsey?
I was asking D. Yeah.
Oh, asking D. D, answer that question, my man. Because Dan Mullen has.
You want to let Kelsey go first, or you want me to answer it?
I mean, I kind of already.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying for D, because I think that we both, Manny and Kelsey kind of touched on it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think last year the thing with Grantham it was just simple things like lining up, substitution patterns, just the simple things, just not getting lined up. But I think this year they need to find the Jonathan Grenard of this defense. I think that's going to be Chris Bogle, a guy that can come off the edge and just wreak havoc on the defense and get to the quarterback. Too many times last year, I think quarterbacks were just standing back there in a tuxedo, just not getting touched or anything, and that puts a lot of stress on your secondary. So if we can get a couple edge rushers like we had a couple of years ago, that's going to make all the difference in this defense, and it's going to make the secondary look better.
So what about, I guess, like the offense, and we'll go back in rotation from D. starting with you as well. Kind of like last year we had the Kyle to Kyle connection. I know Manny touched on it, saying that without, if we didn't have the offense, who knows what the season would have looked like last year. Obviously now both in the NFL, one with the Buccaneers, one with the Atlanta Falcons. What are you expecting kind of from this offense? Do you think that they could at least keep up with what? Obviously they can't match what the offense had put out last year, but do you think that they can try to continue to keep up some of this offensive momentum to be better and try to hold this team up as much as possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a different offense from last year, man. It's probably going to be more run oriented. Got 5 running backs back there. I just want to see this offensive line just maul people, man. Just impose your will on cats. And the thing is, with the offensive line, it keeps your defense. If you can control.
Damn, I think Canes fans into being there. For real. No, but look, guys, he's absolutely right? Because in the third, fourth quarter, when we were blowing out Vanderbilt and Kentucky and whatnot, he's absolutely right. We had absolutely no running game in order to maintain the football, create that extra possession, and take time off the clock. So I personally think what D is mentioning is absolutely correct, because when we're up 21 points in the third quarter, we couldn't get a first down running the football. We had to still throw to Kyle Pitts. We basically had to hand off the football to Tony on reverses to try to kill the damn clock, right? So I guess it just comes down to damn.
Let me tell you something. If you have a bad defense, the best offense is a running game to keep them off the field so you don't expose them. So I think Emory Jones may throw the ball 25 times this year, but that we have a stable of running backs, and I expect them to carry a lot of the load.
D, just one question to add to this. Sorry, Kai. Do you think Anthony Richardson will have any play in this season? Maybe they have some special packages for him once you hit the red zone, things like that.
Oh yeah, this is he's gonna play him. It's probably gonna be a elite Tebow type situation. Anthony Richardson's about 6'3", 230, 240. So I mean, he's gonna get some packages in there. So you got to keep him, kind of engaged, so he doesn't transfer. So but I think there's definitely going to be some packages for Emory and Anthony Richardson. He's definitely going to be involved in this offense.
Kelsey, your take on the offense this season?
Well, I definitely, like everyone else has been saying, I really hope it's a good balance of pass and run, because last year we really couldn't run the ball, especially in the third and fourth quarter. I'm excited to see Emory play. I also would like to see Anthony Richardson a little bit. Maybe they'll bring him in sometimes. I mean, obviously the offense is not going to be like last year. We don't have Kyle Pitts. We don't have Kyle Trask. But, I mean, I think our offense will still be pretty good. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And I think the first 2 weeks, like I think he was saying, they're not going to show all our explosive plays. So we'll just have to wait and see later on. I think this week and next week it'll be, like, we'll have good plays, but not, like, explosive plays.
Gotcha.
What do you guys think the expectations are just for the season in general? Like last season, getting, I guess, so close and feeling like you need to be in the playoffs. Like, do you feel like now it's not just, needing to be in the playoffs, but getting there and getting a win in the playoffs? Or do you guys just think that getting there needs to be the goal this season? I guess
Mullins entering his fourth season, right? Fourth?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's his fourth, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Dee mentioned to us a lot last year that I think it was our main man, Steve Spurrier. He won his first national championship, in his fifth, sixth season or something like that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
96.
Yeah, but so still, like, I guess fourth year, you got to the SEC title game, you lost it. I still feel like he needs to win the SEC, man. Mm-hmm. I know we all want to get in the playoffs, and we all want to listen. The playoffs might even get expanded by next year. Who knows? Not to mention Oklahoma's coming in. Not to mention Texas is coming in. That right there is going to make it more competitive than ever. So to me, it's not about making the playoffs, because I'm sure the playoffs will go from 4 teams to 8 or 10. But to me, it's about the SEC, man. You got to want the East. To me, is wide open again. Not saying that Georgia's not great. I know they're still upset that we kind of humiliated them, but again, they're going to be ready. And you know how hard Kentucky, Vanderbilt, South Carolina teams can be, especially since last year we couldn't even run the damn ball to kill time in the second half. Mm-hmm. But still, to me, yeah, trust me, D. Oh, he left again. Damn, his service is horrible. Dude, I swear to God, there were times when we were playing Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina where we should have just been able to just demolish them in the second half, and we decided to throw the football because we couldn't run it. But to me, it's SEC, man. Gotta get that SEC title. You get the SEC title, Kai, you're in the playoffs, regardless what seed you're in, right? So that's my goal.
Kelsey?
I would say SEC as well, and then to make it to the college football playoff because we haven't made it in this modern, like, since they changed it from BCS. So we really need to get there. I mean, definitely the SEC, but I think we really need to get to college football playoff. I mean, hopefully we win a game as well, but just to get there, definitely.
D?
Yeah, man. I mean, Spurrier said it when he first got there. The goal is to, win the SEC, get to the conference championship game because, I mean, we've seen it. If the winner of the SEC is in the playoff, no matter what. So, it's a tough schedule. We got Georgia, Kentucky, all these teams. But I just want to see us progress week in and week out, man. I just think the defense has got to be better. It can't get any worse than last year. And I got to see this offensive line move people, man. I watched Wisconsin, I watched Iowa, I watched Minnesota. These guys are moving people, man, and I want that kind of offensive line because if you can move people, man, that breaks the opponent's will. When you can just run it down the team's throat, there's nothing you could do. There's nothing better than imposing your will on another team. So I think that's the kind of team we're gonna have. So I'm looking forward to these running backs and that running game really flourishing this year.
All right. I think I know since it's just kind of the beginning, unless Manny, if you have anything else kind of to touch on kind of from the offseason to now, I think it is kind of time to just kind of get into the game tonight and give some predictions.
Yeah, no, but again, I just want to reiterate that Dan Mullen, he decided to retain his buddy in Todd Grantham, but he went ahead and got new secondary coaches, new linebacking coaches, because basically what he was saying, oh, no, I wasn't my coordinator. It was the coaches that was working with the coordinator. But again, coaches working with the coordinator are going to do what the coordinator asks. So I get it. COVID happened. COVID was for everybody. But D nailed it. Pre-snap. Absolutely atrocious for most of the year on third down. Players substituting, 5 seconds before the shot clock was down, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, I'm not supposed to be on the field. Hey, let's go. It's just those things you go over in practice. Those things you go
mental
over.
Mistakes.
Never
Mistakes
throughout
they
the
shouldn't be making.
Listen, one more thing on the shoe thing. This guy that threw the shoe is balling out in Arizona. And it kills me to see what he could have done for us last season if he just would have been more focused. That's aggravating, right? That to me just tells me that the talent was there. The whole grown aspect was not. And I think now Todd Grantham needs to know this, that we're not – listen, you have fans now. Fans are now at the game, okay? 90,000, 100, whatever it is. If you do not perform on defense, my friend, it wasn't like last year where you had mini sections. It's going to be full capacity. We have to let this guy know that we are not going to accept first downs on third and long and all this other crap that we accepted last year. Last year, he had a pass. This season, no, not allowed.
I feel like it's just enough. Like, again, and you mentioned it, you're in a fire position of coaches and, kind of say, no, it's not the position or it's not the defensive coordinator, it's the position coaches. And as you mentioned, you do what your coach asks you to do. And again, I think that's the big ones, like with Marco Wilson being out there and having, a good preseason, having a good offseason thus far. And it's like, this is the same guy that we were saying, get him off the field. Like, it was the same guy that we were saying we didn't want him to be on the field last year. And now all of a sudden he's playing better with the Cardinals here in the NFL. I just think it's put up or shut up. And obviously, and I think we mentioned it last year towards the tail end, if you're going to stick with Todd Grantham, and he did, now all the things that happen on the defense this year falls on him. Like everything that happens on the defense this year is going to fall on the head coach and not just on Todd Grantham because you decided to retain him. You decided to keep him after everything bad that happened last season. So I feel like now it just becomes they can't be bad. Like I think Kelsey, you said like 40-something to 3 today for the game.
42-3.
If you have FAU keeping this game offensively and your offensive can't if we get embarrassed today, right? in a way that even if it's like, okay, we win like 42-30 or something like that, that's embarrassing to have like right now. And that's going to fall on the defense. That's going to fall on Todd Grantham. That like, some stuff like that cannot happen tonight. It just can't happen tonight. It can't happen
Let me
against
tell you
inferior
something, bro.
opponents.
If FAU scores 30 points, I'm firing everybody.
But you get what I mean. Like it just against inferior opponents.
Yeah.
I know, Manny, you said like you don't want to look forward to next week, but that's another.
It's
Like you
N'Kosi
should be going
Perry.
into the Bama game going
It's
to
N'Kosi Perry. Listen, nothing against the young man. Give him tons of credit. And I
he's
get
not
it.
good. Okay.
We saw what Willie Taggart offense was at Florida State. And now, listen, nothing against FAU because they've beaten the shit out of FIU the last 4 or 5 years. Nothing against them.
It's FIU. I mean, well, FIU beat UM, so I guess.
But still, the talent on the field, man, on both sides of the ball, especially special teams, bro. FAU should not be able to score 2 touchdowns in the first half. I'm sorry, they shouldn't be able to. If anything, you want to let go of field goals, that's fine. I get it. Work on certain things, but touchdowns, no. I'm sorry that unless you're in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes to go, you give up
Garbage
2 touchdowns
time
late.
touchdown.
That's fine to me because in my mindset, we play for 45, 50 minutes of the game, and that was also another issue last year. And Kelsey, me and D and Kyle always talked about this. This team would play hard-nosed football for 30 minutes. And once it hit the midway third to the fourth quarter, it's like all of a sudden the other team will score 21 points, and now we're only up by 6 points, and it's like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah, my anxiety in the second half last year was
Arkansas,
terrible.
South Carolina, even Tennessee a little bit per se, because we were up 21 something, and then all of a sudden they score a couple, and it's like, this is a damn true freshman quarterback.
Yeah,
what is this
The
nonsense?
LSU game as well, kind of like
the LSU game too. Like,
I mean A&M too.
oh, don't even talk to me about A&M. The guy that threw the shoe misplaced the ball in the air.
Yeah, like more than once in that game, like 3 or 4 times on big plays.
It's just embarrassing stuff. But for tonight's game, I won't. Or I guess I'll start with you, Kelsey, since you already have your prediction out there, and kind of I guess give something that maybe you expect to happen from the offense or the defense tonight. Maybe like a surprise player or someone that you think will have a good game. Everyone knows you said 42-3, but besides that, what else would you say for tonight's game?
I guess I feel like Anthony Richardson might see a decent amount of time in the second half, so maybe he'll make more of an impact than people think. So let's say maybe him, especially if we're up big, but depends on the game.
D, do you have a?
Yeah, I got 45. I got 45-10. We should handle business. We should start seeing second and third string guys in there, probably middle of the third quarter. It should be a Steve Spurrier game, man. Just take care of business. Get some of these young guys that practice a lot, that probably won't see a lot of playing time, and other games. Get them some experience, and it's a stat game. We should have no problems tonight.
Manny?
41-17 if Tom Grantham coaches well.
Oh.
So you're saying
41-34,
41-17.
Well, 41-34 if he decides to just show all of us how he really is, which is a piece of shit defensive coordinator. Oops.
You're gonna have D coming on here wanting to explode if that happens. Okay.
He's gonna fire me included if Tom Grantham gives up 34 points.
You can't put that in the air, man. That
it has to be there though, Kai. It has to be there. It has to be there.
But we can hope,
I'm done hoping. I am damn done hoping with this man, bro. 3rd and 17, and you decide to do a 3-man rush, and nobody can cover anybody. Not to mention it was zone. The secondary in the back thought it was man-to-man, and the tight end's wide open down the middle. Whose fault is that?
It'll take that for me to be banging the table as well. I'm gonna kind of steer
tonight. I am gonna write down every single 3rd down on defense, every single one, and I'm gonna give you an A or an F. We'll find out what's the total grade at the end for a post game.
I'm gonna kind of steer the same point total as D for the offense. I'm gonna go 45, and then kind of steer the same way as Kelsey. I would say 3, maybe 6, like 45 to 6, just because I feel like maybe you give up 2 field goals, or maybe you give up a touchdown and then a failed 2 point conversion. But I think it should be a blowout. I highly doubt that we're gonna get a disaster class, and I just really hope we don't. Like that would be. We've been trolling all day. If we get disaster classed, even if it's by 10 points that we win, that would be a problem. That would be the biggest problem. Any final words? Anyone have any final things you want to say here before we roll out? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm just excited for the season, man. There's nothing like a brand new season. You know, it's been 6 months. We all know what the problems were, how we ended last year, man. It's not like nothing like 90,000 in the swamp at 7:30 at night. So I'm just looking forward to it, man. Long time coming.
All right. Well, we will see you guys after the game for post game here. Make sure to tune into Swamp Chats every single week. You'll have, whether it's all 4 of us or 3 of us or 2 of us, you will have a Swamp Chats here as long as we can get it done. So make sure to tune into Swamp Chats for post game show. This has been your pregame show, and go Gators. And let's not have a Todd Grantham disaster class, please.
Get your shit together, Todd. We're watching you. Everybody's
Gators,
watching you.